Okay, it's Friday, yeah. Friday, June the 12th, 2020, 8:05. I call the meeting of the Board of Water Commissioners to order. Roll call vote. Gary? Judith?
Here.
And Gary, you say here?
No. You muted Gary. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm here. I muted myself.
All right, and here. Okay, moving right along, the first order of business is a consent agenda, minutes of May 22nd.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unanimous vote. All right. Abatements, Foreshore Road. Rosie, are you on?
Good morning, Alan. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm on.
Okay, we're doing Foreshore Road.
Yes, this abatement was submitted. This particular owner had mail issues, so her mail was returned last year, and we had forwarded her mail, but I believe she may not have received the bills in time with the Postal Service. So she is asking for she had asked for two late fee removals. As you know, we have an internal procedure where we can offer a one-time late forgiveness, which we did. She's asking for the second one to be removed due to the postal system. So she is submitting an abatement for your consideration for the second one.
All right, what you feeling?
Wellesley, this address has never had any other issues prior to this?
Concerning mail, let's see here. Well, this is the second abatement request, but for a different reason. I don't see any other mail issues regarding change of address. So she has updated her address with us, and we also expressed our online portal option for receiving electronic notices.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the second request.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Gary?
Aye.
Judith?
Aye.
And aye. Alan. Unanimous vote. Okay. All right, all unfinished business. Next stamp 2/3 solar update.
Yeah, so we finally were able to get some correspondence from Nexamp regarding the status of the solar array that we're participating in. There were some delays due to COVID and other headaches with the electric utility. But in the latest correspondence from this past Wednesday, they were anticipating receiving the new meter and following a witness test this week. So that is the latest and greatest. So barring any other unforeseen issues, we should be online and saving money shortly. It's been a long process.
Yeah, sure is. Well, what is it about this meter observation that is so involved?
Well, I think it's more the witness test, because it's a private entity providing power directly to the utility, that inspectional process to verify that the meter between the private solar array and the utility is the right meter installed correctly, and witness that it's working. I think it's just mutual assurance for all parties involved.
The delays have been in place since large-scale solar started in Massachusetts. Eversource is losing. It's taking away their business.
Yeah. Well, okay. Nothing else we can do with that at this point.
No, hopefully by next meeting we'll have a successful witness test to speak about. Fingers crossed.
Okay. All right. Judith, you guys have any, Gary, you have any further questions or anything on this? All right.
No.
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah, okay. Let's move on to Superintendents Evaluation. We need to have this done for the end of the month. And so you kind of will have to work through and see if we can't drop them off to the office so they can go in for July, 1st of July. So I don't know if you have any questions on it or anything. Or
Can we email them, or do you need a wet signature?
no, I don't see why you couldn't email them in.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
in the
Yeah.
past, what we've done too, if you guys want to email them in, and then they'll be all inserted into the next packet for discussion.
for review. Okay.
Okay.
And then my only other question was, is there anything new in the evaluation form itself
No, and
that I
was
might
just
have
gonna
missed? Okay. I just
try
wanted to
and-
make sure I didn't miss something.
Yeah, and I wanted to recognize Sandy for taking the time to rework that form and put it into the format that it's in today. Because as you know, it's the form itself has been a point of discussion a number of times, but looks like we're
Yeah.
a little bit more user friendly now. So
Yeah, I agree.
'Cause
That
it-
is
yeah.
much easier to use online, and thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. That it looks great. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Any other thoughts or questions on this?
in the past, and we kind of go through this jointly, or we have in the past, about the goals and objectives for the upcoming fiscal year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a preference of me kind of putting a couple ideas together for discussion at the next meeting, or if we want to talk about it all all at the same time, or
I thought that we just did the evaluation, and then at the next meeting we'll have a blank evaluation, and then do the objectives and goals for the following years. Didn't we do that like that last year?
I'd have to go back and look.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think everyone put in different kind of goals and objectives, and I thought we
Right.
kind of had a discussion about them.
Right, and then we all agreed, out of everyone's ideas or goals and objectives, then we just put those into your
The final
evaluation.
The
Yeah,
master one. Yeah.
so that we all knew where we were going and what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that worked pretty well last time. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. No,
We certainly don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alan, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we'll stay the course. I like that too. So,
But by all means, then, you obviously, you do your goals and objectives too, and then we'll just, figure out which ones are the main focus. Because
Mhm.
obviously we don't want you going in 12 different directions. But that would be a
Might
good
little
test.
late for that, but
That would be a good test of character, though.
Nothing further on that? All right,
I'm good.
all right. Judith, you all set?
All set, thank you.
All right, moving on to new business, water service renewal project.
Yeah,
Dan?
so we're approaching the end of the there's 15 services left. You know, and we've been working. It's been a struggle the whole project, really, with the sewer project going on and the limitations around detours, shutting roads, closing roads, and things of that nature. That said, there's currently 15 services left, and you'll see in the correspondence from Dubus, the town's not allowing them to shut down the road at Queen Anne or Great Western for those remaining 15 services. So they're requesting an additional $2,000 per service to leave the road open, bring in road plates, additional staff required to do those 15 services. Now, I spoke with DPW, and the gas company isn't going to be paving the road until late fall. So we have the option, if the board chose to not move forward with the change order, if we wanted to try to take the work on in-house. You know, we could do it. It would certainly be a task for us, understaffed and dealing with everything we have right now, but it is, you know, a $30,000 change order that
So what's I'm sorry, just go back to it one more time. The reason they're asking for a change order is because who's not allowing them to shut the road down?
the town.
Okay, so the town's not allowing them to shut the road down, so they want to charge us $2,000 more per service?
So in the pre-bid, yeah, so let's rewind. If you remember when this project went out to bid initially, it went out, that's when the big gas explosions happened and dig safe regulations changed. And then we had to put the project out to bid again because we had to do open cut.
Right, I remember that, yeah.
So in the pre-bid meeting, you know, they had asked, are we going to be able to close the road to do the open cut because we have to cross 3 gas mains? And we've shut the road down, shut 137 down, 39 down. The gas company went, you know, shut Main Street off. So I didn't think it was out of the realm of possibility that we would be shutting or able to shut the road down to do the water services that need to be switched over for the paving. The way that the contract kind of ran, they were hopscotch, and they were good. They did work with us, you know, and worked with the PD to try to schedule their work that would not impact the detours in the sewer project. And it was a lot of coordination. But now we've got to the point where we're going to shut the road down, and it's the request has been denied through PD, through DPW. And you can understand why. Great Western and Queen Anne are major thoroughfares. So because they had asked, are we going to be able to shut the road down? We had told them that they were going to be able to do that prior to them submitting their bid. And now, you know, almost a year later, they're being told they can't close the road. So that's where we stand.
When you say we said they would be allowed to close the road, is that we, the water department, we, the town?
Yeah, we, the water department.
In the past, have we, on Great Western and Queen Anne, have we closed has the road been closed for other things? For the gas company?
This is part of the disagreement and why I'm having a difficult time with the change order request in the first place. To be quite honest, we go out, the water department goes out, and we are able to install these water services on Great Western and Queen Anne Road without shutting the road down. We do it
even with the new regulations.
There is certainly a way. We did it, you know, a couple weeks ago. So it can be done without closing the road. We do it this way every day. So I have a hard time wanting to shell out an additional $2,000 per service personally, when it can be done without closing the road. It can be done the way that we normally do things. You know, the production rate's been one service a day on the project. I don't expect the production rate to be reduced below one service per day on these roads. So I'm having a hard time justifying it.
How did they come up with the $2,000?
They are stating they need the $2,000 for additional equipment, like a road plate to trench and, cover the trench, and an additional guy out there was.
And what do you think the cost would be if we did it in-house? Would it be any overtime involved, or is it something we could do during the day, like regular business hours?
I would say we would do it, well, there's a couple different ways we could do it, and I would prefer to give those options to the crew and let them decide what their preference would be for installing it. We can do this work during normal business hours. If we get into one and it's a headache, we may run beyond 3:30, and there may be a little bit of overtime associated with the work, but I certainly isn't going to be to the cost of what they're asking. And the materials have already been purchased under the contract, so there wouldn't be any material costs for us to do the work. It'd be direct labor. One of the options could be that the crew could work at night. There's 15 services, they could switch schedules if they wanted to do it at night. If they, it'd be easier, it's less traffic at night. But you also have, as you know, Gary, working at night, flipping the schedule isn't always the easiest thing. It's something that we could do during the day. We could take
Right.
away, keep traffic moving.
I think my other concern about doing it at night too is the flashing lights to keep neighbors and residents awake. That would be.
Yeah, and some of these are really in the commercial area too. Down by Robert Hour over by the dump.
Yep.
But it's, guys may hate me for it, but we can do it. We can do it with keeping the road open, and
Right.
it's not going to cost $30,000.
I want to move that we deny the extension of the contract, close out with Dubus and do it in-house. I have a lot of faith in these guys.
And like I said, we have, through September, I spoke to DPW yesterday, and they said that, we're shooting to be last on the paving for National Grid.
Okay. Yeah. That's the big thing. As long as we're done and ready for the paving.
Right.
We can work through it. I had a number of opportunities to go down Depot Street when Dubus was doing them, and I just didn't seem to move along very well. But anyway, so that's where I'm at.
I'll second the motion. Just one comment or question, Dan. Hypothetically, we start to do these water services, and another emergency pops up somewhere, and we're in the middle of doing this water service. Where does that put us if we have a break, somewhere else? I mean, what does that do?
I guess it would be kind of normal, part for the course, really. I mean, typically we're ramping up right this time of year to accomplish crossovers for DPW's annual pavement management program. So a lot of times, the crew is split, days between doing service installs for new houses or renewals, and then when there's a gap there, we're generally doing crossovers for roads that the DPW is paving. And that was really the thing that prompted this project to begin with, was that there was hundreds of them and we weren't going to be able to do these water services. We weren't going to be able to mark out the entirety of Harwich for the sewer project. You know, there's a lot of big work coming up that we didn't have the staff to handle. But where, you know, last year town meeting didn't vote the pavement management plan, we're not doing crossovers this year. I don't think that this would have any impact on our ability to respond to anything.
Okay. Fair enough. Yes, I'll make a motion. I'll second that motion because I can't justify $30,000 for 15 services.
All right, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Roll call?
Yeah. Judith, aye. Gary? And Alan, aye. All right. All right. Okay, next one is the fiscal year 21 monthly expenditure plan, 1/12 budget for July. And there's a page in there let's see.
Certifying the vote there.
All right, Dan, why don't you go over this one budget?
So I'm gonna share my screen for a moment here so I can put together or show you the Excel sheet for our 1/12 budget. So is everyone seeing my screen?
I see it, but I need a magnifying glass.
Yeah, me too.
I can zoom.
I'm old, Dan.
So
I'm older.
I didn't say that.
So this has been an interesting process to go through. So as you're all aware, you know, now that town meeting is being postponed, that we are being required to put together a 1/12 monthly expenditure plan, which will be submitted to the Department of Revenue for approval after the review and approval of the Water Commission. Now, there's a couple of unique things that go along with the 1/12 budget that I just want to go through. One of the stipulations was that the Department of Revenue stated the 1/12 monthly budget could not be less than 1/12 of the FY20 budget. So we have a bottom floor, if you will, to the budget. Another component in developing the FY21 budget, we had to revise the original budget that we submitted and presented to the selectmen and through the budget hearing process. And that was because there was no town meeting, there was no ability to fund certain contractual agreements or contracts that haven't been negotiated yet. So what that means is that the cost of living increases and things like that had to be backed out of the original FY21 proposed budget to get an adjusted FY21 budget, which was then divided by 1/12 to reach the $358,439 would have been 1/12 of our revised FY21 budget. Now, I want to jump back to that stipulation from DOR because that $358,000 is less than our original appropriation for FY20. So that now becomes the default 1/12 budget, which is the $361,155. Now,
Dan, where are you seeing that? Obviously,
um,
I got it. Okay, I'm sorry. I got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what we did then was review our prior year's FY19, FY20 monthly expenditures to ensure that, you know, that was going to be sufficient because, you know, as you're all aware, we pump, you know, the majority of our water in the month of July, in August, September. You know, that comes with increased chemical costs, increased electric utility, things of that nature. So if you look down at this second table, these are the total expenditures from our water enterprise salaries line and the expense line item. So for the month of July for FY19 and FY20, expenditures were right around between 72 and 76,000, and expenses between 18 and 113,000. For which is really what we're focusing on now is that July. So the total expenditure for both of those years is 90,000 and 250,000. So we're very safe with the 1/12 budget of 361,000, looking at our historical expenses. So the next step in the process is you know, at this meeting, the board's being presented and asked to take a vote to approve this 1/12 budget, which is in the far right column of the top row, showing the 60,479 at the top, 111,223 for salaries and wages, 189,453 for expenses, for a total of 361,155. After the board, should the board take an affirmative vote, it will then go to the town clerk and then up to DOR, and it will be approved through the Department of Revenue. And that all needs to be done prior to July 1st for us to have funding as moving beyond June.
Okay. They entertain a motion to approve the 361,155.
I'll make a motion to approve the 361,155. 1/12 budget.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any further discussion on it? All those in favor? Gary?
I think Gary, aye.
Yeah, all right. Alan, aye. Yeah, unanimous vote.
And then, so I did, as you see in the packet, prepare a memo that we need to send up to the town clerk for certification. I did put 3 signature lines on it. However, I don't know what everyone's availability is to get to a physical location to sign that.
Can we do the VeriSign, the online VeriSign, or does it have to be a wet one?
That's a good question. I would imagine they would prefer a wet signature.
Okay.
Can we just authorize the chair to sign?
Yeah, I think that would be acceptable.
All right. I'll make a motion to authorize the chair to sign.
I'll second that.
All right, moved in second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Gary?
Aye.
Judith?
Aye.
Alan? Aye. All right, unanimous. Okay, so I'll do that one. They're ready. Okay. Okay, N&M Excavating. They're requesting to sign on to install water mains, water services, whatever.
So
Eric? Dan, go ahead.
yeah, if I can I just want to throw out, we've done, I believe this has only happened, or we've only had one request in the last 5 years or so, but if my memory serves me, the last instance of water main installer application, the board had voted to approve with a provision for like a, drawing a blank on the word here.
Recommendations or?
No, like it was a provisional approval. It was so that they could God, lose my. The
So
board
is it
had
case by
approved-
case?
Yeah, that where they had they had to do 3 projects before being like fully
Oh,
approved.
yeah.
It was a
Trial
yeah, you're
period.
muted if you, yeah, it was a
I mean,
satisfied.
is there that much, I mean, there's probably a half a dozen companies already signed in to
Oh, yeah.
do water services, or water mains. I don't know.
Yeah, and they want to be they want to get put on the list. I don't think it's they have many references. A lot of the guys over in the Brewster Water Department, Weston and Sampson over in Chatham. The references that they've provided. Certainly reputable people that we know. The insurance certificates have been submitted. It would be my recommendation to approve them to be put on the list.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with putting them on. But you want to do with the stipulation that they have to have 3 successful or completed projects?
It was a probationary period. Oh,
Uh-huh.
finally came to me. All right. Yeah, it was like a 3-project probationary period.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. And who would sign off on that after the work was done? Would you sign off on that?
Yeah, we have whenever they're required to have an inspector from our inspectors list on any water main project that they do anyway, and then we verify the chlorine testing, the pressure testing as well. So
Okay.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve their request.
I'll second that.
All right. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
yeah, and aye. Unanimous vote. Okay. All right. All right, next item is superintendent's report.
yeah, I hadn't formally prepared anything. However, just some updates on the department as far as reopening to the public. Right now, we're working with the administration and the health department. We have put up the plexiglass screen at the front, public entrance. We're working through now to ensure that we can meet all of the reopening provisions within the governor's guidance documents is pertaining to occupancy, because although you're all familiar with the office and say, well, you guys are all very, the 4 full-time office staff are really spread out. They still don't presently meet some of the reopening requirements. So we're working through with the Board of Health to get those all squared away, and then waiting for direction from TA and administration regarding reopening. But that's pretty much where we're at as far as COVID response goes. We've been working straight through from February. So
Any issues at residence with people being home when our guys are going in, or anything of concern on that side of it?
I have not been made aware of any incidents. We've gone over with everyone numerous times. We're making sure that people are not in the homes when staff have to go in to access a meter. And staff knows that if they arrive and someone is in the home, that they're not being required to go in if they're not, don't feel that it's a safe environment. And we can work to reschedule. So
Okay.
we should be getting some more masks in. I did purchase some of the gator scarf masks, so We have 20 of those coming for everyone.
Nice.
The water department logo on it. It says Harwich Water Department. So
Cool. I want one of those.
Do they have their names on it too?
didn't put names. We have name to. I believe everyone has an ID. The police printed out IDs a
Wow.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
Although a lot of guys still have their original ones from when they started, so it doesn't always look like them. But
I remember when you had hair when you first started.
I know. It was 5 years ago, believe it or not.
5 quick years already. Yeah. All right. Is that it, Dan? No?
That is it for me.
All right. Commissioners report?
Dan, what's going on with Boswell water with the E. coli? What's going on down there?
They had a boil water order, and then it was quickly
Yeah.
reversed.
Yeah.
I didn't get the full detail
Uh-huh.
on. I know it was from a well, which is really uncommon.
Was it?
You know,
You think it was a bad sample or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to speculate, but to be quite honest, I think when these raw, it's 50-50. It's
Yeah.
probably weighted more heavy in the sample that someone didn't wash their hands or something. Then it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. No, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Judith, you all set?
I'm all set.
Okay.
Excited about the paving on Lower County. Came upon it a little too fast the first time. Boom. Yeah.
I'll leave that. All right. At this point, any other business? Anybody? No? Next meeting, I guess we'll just have to play it out.
Well, we need to meet prior to July 1st for Dan's evaluation and his pay increase,
Yeah.
pay raise.
Yeah,
So we're at the 12th. So how about somewhere between the 22nd and 26th?
yeah. Whatever's good for you guys.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean,
I don't know that I can open my calendar. Dan, in the budget for next year, the 12th budget, that includes any buffer on the salaries, right? If there are increases, okay. It just dawned on me.
Yeah, and there was
So how about Friday the 26th, same time at 8?
the 26th, that's fine with me. Yep.
Okay with me.
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna have to reach out, just do the
Yeah.
virtual and everything, and just confirm that date and time is available. Also with the GoToMeeting account and town clerk's office. So if we want to mark that as tentative, we can follow up once we get confirmation that is available.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Great.
Okay, we don't have anybody from the public on, so entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I will make, yeah.
All those in favor?
I'll make
Aye.
that motion, yeah. Aye.
Judith? Aye?
Aye, yep.
Aye.
Okay. Very good. Thanks.
All right, everybody.